We're back. Welcome to Matters of the Heart radio broadcast with radio host Princess Denise Wright. This is our part two of our radio broadcast today. So I'm very thankful for those of you that are on the line listening to the broadcast. And truly, if you have any questions today about the message, you're more than welcome to call in to the studio today. Absolutely. And with that being said, let me just introduce my guest speaker today, and we're going to continue to get things moving along here so we can take advantage of all the time that we have right now. So, my special guest in the studio with me today is Simone Durant, a professional hairstylist on so many levels. And I know if you heard what she was saying on the first half of the broadcast, you would want to keep it locked right there for another 25 minutes that we're going to be on here to continue with the rest of the broadcast. We have more information for you. So I'm going to just start with having Simone let us know other things that she's doing right now that will be of interest to you all. So certainly be interested to me. So let's go with it, Simone. What would you like to share with us at this time?
So I kind of want to slow it down just a little bit.
Okay.
A lot of people don't may have heard that I accept insurance in the earlier show.
Oh, yes.
And that they can get different resources available through their insurance. But I want to just kind of talk a little bit about what that looks like. One of the things that happens during that consultation is that you bring your insurance card, you bring your doctor's information and the documents pertaining to your hair loss, and then we sit down together. We call your insurance company. We see what it is that is actually covered for you, and then we go through the process of filing that claim with and for you. I would be more than happy to, call, set up a Zoom call, come in for a complimentary consultation or anything like that to make sure that you know exactly what resources are available through your insurance. Another thing is that October open enrollment is getting ready to start. And so if there's anything that you want from your insurance company, the best time to call is during open enrollment to make sure that you have those different services available to you.
Yes.
I have a lot of people that come in and they think that they're covered for hair loss or different things like that, and it's not available through their insurance. So when you're choosing your plans and things like that, talk to your representative and ask them, hey, does this plan cover this, or can I switch to a plan that gives this and this, or does it cover hair loss, cranial prosthesis, medical wigs, and different things like that are some of the things that you can ask them, or we can just ask them together.
Oh, Donald, do we have anybody on the air? Yes. Oh, yes, caller. Okay, good. Who are we talking to today? Lori.
Hi, Lori. How are you?
Okay, all right.
I had a question. What's included in her consultation?
Okay, we talked about that a little bit earlier, and I'm more than happy to read it for you, Miss Lori. Thank you for calling in. So typically when you come in, if you're coming in for hair loss issues, you're going to bring your diagnosis if you have one from your doctor or dermatologist. You're going to bring your insurance card. You're going to bring your the phone number to your doctor. But we're also going to fill out some paperwork going over your personal history and your medical history. It's going to be a very in-depth analysis, taking a look at your triggers, whether that's like the amount of children that you have, your daily routine, a stressful job. We also talk about the different medications and things that you on. I ask that you bring medication so that we can see what those the side effects of your medications
Yes,
are.
absolutely.
We talk about your hair history. Whether you have traction alopecia, whether there's been taking out from braids, do you get chemically treated, are you relaxed, how often. It's a very thorough analysis of your hair journey thus far. And active listening, like I said, is the biggest part of that consultation. I'm constantly listening for what your challenges are and what your goals are and how I can assist you with them. And so based on the consultation that I have with each person, we determine what the next course of action is. We develop a plan for success, and then we move forward from there.
All righty.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you
You're
for
welcome. You're
calling.
welcome.
All righty. Thank you.
Simone, I heard you mention something about braids. What factor does getting your hair braided too tight or whatever play a part in hair loss?
So when your hair is being pulled too tight,
Yeah.
it actually pulls the entire hair follicle out of the scalp.
Okay.
And it sends a traumatic response back to the hair bulb, which is what grows the hair,
Yes.
and it makes it not want to grow anymore. It's more like a ouch, you hurt me. And at first, it doesn't really affect it much, and so it'll grow back. And then you do it again, and it's like, ouch, you keep hurting me, and you keep hurting me, and you keep hurting me. And so it'll start to form scar tissue. It'll start to reduce the amount of follicles that are growing in that hair space, and that's what they call traction alopecia. And a lot of men and women that get braids, it's not necessarily that you're getting them. You have to make sure that you're getting them in the right way.
Yeah.
And that a protective style, as they call it, is actually being that. So I know the cost of those type of services can be really high, but I always remind people that you're paying for the technique and not the longevity. When it's time to come out, it's time to come out. And they're like, oh well, I paid $5 or $6 or $7, whatever it is,
Yeah.
$300-$400 for this,
Yes,
and
yes.
I'm gonna wear it till the wheels fall out. But you're not doing your hair any services. By doing that, you really want to ask your professional or whoever's doing your hair, like, how
Yes.
long should I be wearing this? When is it time to come out? And understand that they do take quite a bit of time, and that's what you're paying for. I was a braider for a really long time, and a qualified technician isn't going to do anything to harm your hair, but you overwearing the style can also add to that process. For example, I get my hair braided from time to time, but I know after maybe like 4 or 5 weeks, I have this pulling sensation because it's outgrown. Some people can wear it a lot longer than that, but as far as me, I suffer from hair loss challenges on a regular. So my body will signal me like it's time to come out because gravity will start to set in,
Yeah.
and
On
it'll
your
start
natural-
pulling,
on your
right,
natural hair to
on my
braid.
natural hair, yeah. And it'll start pulling on my follicles, and I'm like, okay, it's time for me to come out, time to get it, conditioned and treated, and then maybe I can put it back in or even switch my style. So sometimes it's the repetitious behavior that causes, the trauma in the scalp. Other times it's the technician. So make sure that you find someone that is treating your hair with love and care.
Most of them-
I'll set the tone right now, because there's a lot of things on social media that people are like, oh, well, braiders don't shampoo and braiders don't do this and different
don't do that.
Yeah, I know we all see it, right? The reality of the situation is that they're not licensed to. So partnering with a licensed cosmetologist and a professional braider, you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, they wash,
And
condition.
you get it shampooed and you get it conditioned and you get it treated, and then you find someone who does your hair really, really well, and you partner. And in this industry, sometimes we think that the money is the focus, but the client is the focus. And we want to make sure that they have the best experience as possible that they can have,
Exactly.
right? So
Exactly.
one of my petitions has been, I'm not just a hair loss specialist for the client. I also, or for the doctor or for the oncologist, but I also look to partner with other licensed professionals as well who don't offer the services that I offer.
Yes.
Because I don't offer the services that they offer.
Right.
And so
Okay.
partnership all
Yes.
across the board makes for a happy client.
Yes.
And we can't all do everything for everybody.
Exactly.
So we have to be focused on that initiative, making sure that we have a healthy hair care experience for that client.
Yeah, that's
That's
very
good.
important.
Right.
Does it take about at least a year for your hair to grow back?
It can. It can. We spoke to that earlier in the segment. And for new listeners, it really is situational. No one hair loss situation is the same. So some people may have a fast metabolism. Some people may have a slow metabolism. Some people are getting older. Some people are younger. This may be their first hair loss
Yes,
experience,
yes.
whether someone else, this might be their 20th hair loss experience. They may have been challenged with it all of their life. So that individualized consultation, having that one-on-one time to determine what is going on with that specific person is also going to help to determine what that course of action is and how long it's going to take to grow back. Another thing that I mentioned was the commitment level, right? So I have people who their hair could come back really fast, they just don't have the time,
Right.
or they just don't have the finances, and so it may take a little bit longer. But in best case scenario, if you just could do exactly what I wanted, you to do all the time, no restrictions, then you get a lot faster results. But we have to just take life into consideration, and that's what makes the hair dive so special, because I am able to do that.
Little
So
bit
in
by
between,
little bit.
so in between visits, does the client have to do something on their end, like
Right.
a regimen, like massage your scalp with something every night? Is there
Yeah,
like a
so
regimen?
we have in-salon services, and then we have at-home maintenance. Most clients have both because, especially when they can't see me as often as they would like. And so that goes back to that customized plan where if I can see you more often, there's a lot more things that you may not have to do at home. If I can't see you that often, then you have to kind of help me help you.
Yeah.
Amen. I think we got a caller
Yes, we'll call.
on the line. Caller, you on the air?
What's your
Yes,
name?
hi. I was just wanting to know, do you take Medicaid? What kind of insurance would you be able to take to get these services?
So that is we call together. I'm in the process of getting credentialed with different insurances, but it's one of those questions that we have to call and see. If it's covered through your insurance, then most times insurances have out-of-network carriers and they have in-network carriers, and the payout process is just slightly different. But we can always explore, and that's one of the things that I pride myself in, is if a client comes and there's something that I can't do right then, I can always start the process for being able to offer that to them in the long run. Another thing that is available are different payment options. So whereas I know some people have medical flex spend cards, they have care credit, they have afterpay, they have a lot of different forms, and I offer a lot of different ways to compensate for needing to flex a little
Yeah.
bit. A lot of people can't do it right out.
Exactly.
And so I work with them. I create plans, and I take different forms of payment
All
and
right.
stuff like that. So come in. Don't ever think that it's not available to you just because I say no right away. We work together, and it gives me say, hey, there's more new information. There's another company out there that I can explore. There's another company that I can partner with, and then I start the process. But always, 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 always be open to having the conversation. That's what I say. The number is 727-265-0013 if you didn't hear it early on. But yeah, I'm working on as many options as I can to make sure that I'm servicing as many people as I can.
Exactly. Yes.
Did that answer your question?
So much, Simone. I appreciate you.
No problem. And who's this calling?
This is Celestine,
Hi, Celestine. Where are you calling from?
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Nice. Do you visit Florida?
Have I ever been to Florida?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Is it bright and sunny? Do we live up to our name?
I need to come in. I'm gonna pay you a visit.
All
Okay.
right. So
I'll look forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Thank you. All righty.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Come on, you're getting your calls today.
So what has the experiences been like with men?
With men,
Yeah.
men are one of those things that are super tricky. Yeah, they're super tricky. They want it and they don't want it. They're like, are people gonna notice? With women, it's kind of one of those things where it's like they know we change our hair. As long as when they see me, they see what I want them to see. They're good. But with men, they're like, feeling the top of their head. It's like, what is it gonna look like? Or they have that male pattern baldness where there's no hair at the top at all. So they're like, people are really gonna know. Yeah. They're gonna know. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that little reel on Instagram where it's like, how are they gonna know? They're gonna know. They're gonna know. So they're a lot more self-conscious, and with them, there's something called micro point density building, where it's a strand by strand technique. And so I put on those big binoculars and I look down, and I'm actually adding those strands to the existing strands on their hair. And it gives it a lot more natural feel to where it may just look like you started growing your hair back. Another one is the non-surgical hair replacement. Those are for the really confident men who are like, I don't care if anybody knows, I just want hair on my head. And so the area that they're missing hair, we shave it off, make sure all the fuzz is gone, and then we replace it with a whole new hair system, right? And we cut it down, we make it look very natural. And representation matters a lot to me. So and I know we have people live right now. You might think that I have my hair braided, right? I don't. I don't. This is a artificial hair system on my head. And so it doesn't matter what nationality you are, what race, what culture. I'm going to find you something that's going to work for you. It's hot in Florida. I can't always wear hair systems that are curly and long and straight. Sometimes I want braids. And sometimes I'm having a moment where, I'm in that interim hair growth process. And so I want a braided wig. And so we can customize almost any type of unit that you want. I know some people, they say, well, I sweat when I put wigs on. We have breathable hair systems where they have the integration pieces, and we can kind of sift the existing hair that you have through the hair system and make it look as natural as possible as well. We also, I don't want anyone to discount other services that are available based on budget. And so another form of hair replacement are the quick weaves and the sew-ins and different things like that. So if you're on a budget, we also offer that as hair loss solutions. It's all about what you can handle and what it is that you want to achieve. But I do have some people that are like, I want it to look as natural as possible. I don't want anyone to know. I want to be able to pull it up in a ponytail. I want to be able to do all these type of things. And that's when that customized hair system comes into play. But But back to men, they're the tricky ones. They're either really, really confident, or they're really, really self-conscious, or they're saying like, well, I don't want to do either. Do you have something that can just help me grow my hair back? And we do have restoration hair systems, supplements, shampoos, conditioners, different in-house treatments and things like that, where we can put them on a restoration plan to grow their hair back over time. But unfortunately, if their hair just can't grow back, it has to be replaced. And that's the tricky conversation that I usually have with them.
And I just got I got one question before my daughter asks a question. I just wanted to ask, we got two men in the studio today, Donald Jackson, Al Christopher. Do you need anything done for your head? Let us know.
I have to jump on this one, because I was asked once, Don, are you getting a bald spot? and so I kept looking at the top of my head, and I noticed that there seemed to be some thinning out going on.
Yes.
Then I started to contemplate and scrutinizing my brother's head and my dad to see if they're having anything of like loss of hair.
Yes.
I can't see anything. So I said, I think I rub my head too often.
And to believe it or not, that can cause hair loss.
I thought
so. That can cause hair loss. It's called trichotillomania, where you're doing that excessive rubbing or pulling of the hair, and it causes hair loss.
Yeah, I do a lot of that, especially when I'm contemplating, thinking, and my hand always go up here.
We
I
have
do
a
this.
solution for you. We
Okay.
have a solution for you.
All right.
Yeah.
Check it out.
What does the acronym LLLT stands for?
LLLT, that is lower level light therapy. And that is the red light therapy that you put the caps on, or you sit under the cap, and it actually goes into beneath the hair layer, the layers of the scalp, into the hair bulb, and it re-energizes what they call ATP, which is basically the mechanism that makes hair grow. It re-energizes that hair follicle. It also helps to decrease the amount of like buildup and different sediments and stuff. It helps to break those down so that it can purify the bulb and the hair can grow out. But it's mostly for energy. Sometimes when the hair follicle has been dormant for a while, it's not really being pushed to produce anything. And so that's what the lower level light therapy is for. It's so that you can help to reignite your hair follicles and the growth
Okay.
for the hair follicle.
Well, that sounds good. So, Simone, what I'd like for you to do is just give everybody the information again, website, your address, phone number, anything else before we get ready to close out.
Okay.
Okay.
So I am located right across from Tyrone Mall in Saint Petersburg, Florida. The address is 6920 22nd Avenue North, Suite 120, St. Petersburg, Florida, 33710. And the phone number is 727-265-0013. If you want to explore the options that are available to you, you can find us at our website, which is www.thehairdive.com. And it's the same thing on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So it makes it really easy. Just look up the Hair Dive and you can find me. One way or another,
Good.
you'll find me.
That's great. Absolutely.
Do you put out TikTok videos or Instagram
I
content?
do put out content from time to time. I was really into it a long time ago, but when I transitioned, I'll be honest, when I transitioned to full-blown hair loss, I had to respect the client, right? So when you're a regular cosmetologist and people are just getting their hair done, they're getting colored, they're getting they have hair, they have existing hair.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so it makes it a lot easier to photograph. I see a lot of people who are, putting their clients and stuff out there to be seen. That is a case-by-case situation.
Yeah.
If they don't want to be seen, I'm not gonna show them. But I do have a little bit of content that I place out from time to time just to let you know that this is what we do, this
Yeah.
is how it looks. And some people, they're unapologetic about it. I tell clients all the time, sometimes you have hair, sometimes you don't. And there's people who work hand in hand with me and feel really good about sharing their process. Most times you'll see them with their hair systems all already on, and they'll just give you that testimonial about their experience.
Yeah.
But rarely do I choose to kind of put them in that situation because they're already coming to me in a vulnerable space.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
understand.
Absolutely. Well, you certainly have broke down the information. Yippee, yippee. Yes, yes, yes. Simone, you've done a great job. Donald, did you have a comment?
No.
Oh.
Actually, we're just giving the time that's remaining on the segment. I think we are at 4 minutes at this time.
Oh, that's great. So, see, Simone covered everything in those few minutes. So, the only thing I got to close out with is simply this. Again, to my radio listeners today, we thank you for tuning in to Matters of the Heart radio broadcast with radio host Princess Denise Wright. We thank you for joining us, especially the women that called in. Thank you
Grateful
for
for that.
calling in and getting your questions answered. Simone was right on target, had everything you needed to know, and then you have to think about what's she talking about.
She knows her stuff.
So she does know her stuff. You got that right, Kiwa. And also, so I just wanted to say to all that are listening, if you're interested in being a guest on Matters of the Heart radio broadcast with Princess Denise, please give me a call at 727-488-8818. Yes. Also, if you live right here in St. Petersburg, Florida, the Weekly Challenger got all my information out there, so you will see my beautiful picture and and the information, website, phone number, all that other stuff, and what particular day that I'm on the radio, which is usually most of the time the second Saturday in the month, or whatever month it is. But sometimes I have to change it a little bit depending on what's going on at that time. So just give me a call, and truly give Simone a call. She's ready and waiting for you to show up. All righty.
Say your
And
phone
that's-
number again.
Huh?
Simone, say your phone number again.
Oh, the phone number is 727-265-0013. And I'm open Monday through Friday. 727-265-0013.
Sounds good to me. All righty. Kiwi, you got a closing remark? Anything?
It's been real.
It has been real.
Yeah, Kiwis has been moving along each step. Simone had the information ready, and we were able to get all the answers that we needed today. And I'm hoping that Simone will truly come back again when she's ready.
Yeah, we'll see you next month.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see you next month.
Oh, that sounds good to me.
Right.
Do you have it, one quick question. What about children? Do you have a lot of kids come to you?
I only work with kids who I only work with clients who are suffer with hair thinning and hair loss challenges. And I don't service kids on a major level. I work with the nonprofit organizations. But if they're looking for, if they have alopecia areata and they're looking to get like a wig or anything like that, then that's the main thing that I do with children. And I outsource to other professionals that service children.
Okay,
Great.
sounds good. All right, Donald, you don't have anyone on the line, do you?
No.
Okay. Well, with that being said, we're looking forward to hearing from you again next month. Matters of the Heart radio broadcast with radio host Princess Denise Wright. Have a great day. Be blessed. Talk
Be
with
blessed.
you soon. All righty.
blessed.
We're out of here. Thank you.